Park Commissioners meeting for Monday, February 9th. Abby, please call the roll.
Mr. Emmerich?
Here.
Mr. Harrelson?
Here.
Mrs. Anderson? We have a quorum.
All righty. First item on the agenda is to approve the minutes from our January 6th Park Board meeting. Those were sent out. Is there any additions, deletions, subtractions to those minutes? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Minutes approved. Moving on to reports. First off, good afternoon, Mr. Drake.
Good afternoon. One thing I would add is I think you each would have gotten the items of interest, as I was out of town on Friday and didn't get that submitted in time. We're waiting final grant documents from U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for the Timba wetland project at Duke Park. One of the things that we're waiting on is a quote to come back from a paving company. We know that somewhere or another we have to have a haul road built, either build one on the south end of the park to get the material out of that area, or one option that we're looking at with H2 Ohio is trucking it out the main entrance of Duke Park. And we know that if that happens, the pavement's it's already in kind of rough shape. We had some repair work done on it back in the fall. But we know at the conclusion of that project, if they do utilize that drive, that the pavement's going to deteriorate the rest of the way and need replaced. So there is a chance that the H2 Ohio funds will pay for a whole new entrance for Duke Park. So that would be from the entrance all the way back past our maintenance building, past our barns, and into that area of Timba where the wetlands is going to be built. So that's what we're waiting on right now. They've got some other projects similar to that where H2 Ohio has covered a road to be repaired or replaced following a project. And so we think that, talking with Donnie Knight, pretty sure that that would be a go, but we just need to get the quote back, and the weather's kind of stalled that out. So that's what we're waiting on. Once we have that, Donnie can get the final documents prepared, get that before the board for official approval, and then on to council for official acceptance of the grant.
Is that a spring, summer project? What are you looking at?
Yeah, for sure. He was hoping more like spring, but with the pushback, waiting on this quote to come back, and then now knowing that we have to go to bid. I was under the assumption that the grant was to Fish and Wildlife Service. It actually is to the city of Troy, as us being the grantee. Therefore, we have to send it through our bid process, so that's going to delay it a little bit as well. So we are definitely looking now more like a late spring, summer, with the completion of late fall for this project.
Yeah, I just worry about congestion of those trucks going in and out of one entrance if that's a midsummer project too.
The good thing about that, busy time at Duke is definitely afternoon and evenings, and most of that work would go on during the business day.
Okay.
So I'd say wrapping up probably by 5 o'clock when the traffic in for sports and evening activities would be picking up. They'd be finished.
Yeah.
But I'll keep you posted as we move forward and get those quotes back.
Okay. Just want to say, hey, thank you to you and your team for all the work they've done to remove that snow just when we thought we were done.
Yeah.
A couple more inches, right?
No, yeah, we had definitely had some tired crews, but the Parks guys did a fantastic job, not only covering our areas, but then also helping on the streets, and did a phenomenal job. And then spent 2 nights downtown helping through the night to haul snow. So, yeah, good job to them.
Yeah, great
Thank
work.
you.
Any other comments?
Nothing.
Mr. Drake's report. All right. Mr. Seiler, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Anything else to add to your report?
I'd just like to piggyback on that comment Jeremy was mentioning about the snow removal. The Parks Department did a great job with helping us. We had several events over the course of that weekend when we had snow in the last couple of weeks, really. So they've helped us out a lot with getting our parking lots cleared for all of the event parking that we've needed these last couple of weeks. So we appreciate that. This coming weekend we have the Miami County Home and Outdoor Living Show. That'll start on Friday, so we'll be starting to do that setup on Wednesday. They'll start loading in with vendors and that type of thing. So it'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this coming weekend. And as we typically do this time of the year, we're still offering the discounted rates on our Troy Aquatic Park passes. So we're currently at 99 passes sold, which is just slightly under where we were last year at the same time.
Excellent. Okay. Anything else for Mr. Seiler?
Nothing.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Greaser.
Good
Welcome.
afternoon.
Yeah. Anything else to add to your report, or you want to highlight one or two things for us?
Like I said, the only thing I would add that's not necessarily in the report is the Golf Advisory Board meeting that we had. So we got that back up and running. We met the last Wednesday of the month, and our schedule will be to meet the last Wednesday of every month,
Okay.
just so the board's aware of it.
Yep.
That is taking place every month. Nothing necessarily came out of that meeting to share with the board at this time, but more just get the board back together, back on track, and get a monthly schedule set.
Well, I appreciate you doing that. I know that was kind of our directive following our first meeting, so thank you for taking that onus and getting that on the
Yeah.
calendar, getting on the schedule. As a board, we need to make sure that we get to some of those, so, okay.
And is that good to share that via email with?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
board
that's
meeting?
fine.
Okay.
Or share with Abby, and then she can get it out to us.
Okay.
Or if you have a couple dates, send us 3 or 4 of the next dates, and we can go from there,
Perfect.
so. Also, can you just quickly highlight on the, I saw that note was added there. Can you kind of give us an update of what was done there?
Yeah, so the carpet that's been in the shoreline and across the facility since it was built, I think in 18 or 19, so 8 or 9 years, was starting to deteriorate, looked pretty bad, pretty dirty. Vinyl flooring was picked out, plank vinyl flooring was picked out, and it's in a gray. I've got some pictures I can show you guys too, but it's gray. It looks really good. It got put in on Saturday. It's all done. That project is complete.
Excellent.
We're actually putting tables and chairs back in, putting felt pads underneath the tables and chairs, that kind of stuff, cleaning everything, getting everything back into the room and set up, so should be good. It looks really good.
Have you got any feedback on it yet? I mean, I know
Yeah.
that we got feedback prior to that.
So a couple of the Golf Advisory Board members were actually playing this morning, and they're like, ooh, this looks really nice.
Okay,
It
good.
looks good.
Good.
Now, the next step, I need to purchase some mats and rugs, obviously, to put in high-traffic areas to, protect that investment a little longer. But yeah, it looks good. It
Okay.
turned out well.
Excellent. Okay, thanks. I know we have some more stuff coming on here as far as the T signage, which we'll get to here in new business.
Yep.
Anything else for Mr. Greaser?
Nothing.
Okay. Moving on, Planning Commission, I have nothing to report on the Planning Commission. We'll move over to our new business, and the first item here is the proposals for the T signs at Miami Shores. Mr. Greaser, you want to walk us through that real quick?
Yeah, so I met with Golf Graphics in regards to the T signage, and had a conversation with them, understand more what they do, what they provide, what the cost is, what they get in response to the whole program. Basically, that is expiring. And they do the T signs and the signs around the facility, like the course map when you walk up to the right.
Yeah.
Some of those signs they also do, and we're looking just to extend or rebid that project to keep the signage, the T signs and the signs that they provide.
Okay.
And they repair all the signs. If there's damage to any of the signs, they repair them, and it seems to be a pretty good project.
Okay. Are you familiar with that company at all from your previous?
am not.
work? Okay.
I
Previous
am not.
work? Okay.
No, but I never really dealt with them in my prior role.
Okay. No worries.
Yep.
Any other questions from the board? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to authorize staff to proceed with requesting for proposals for the new golf tee sign agreement for an initial 3-year period and 3 additional mutually agreed upon 1-year agreements. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. And that is is this a recommendation or is this a motion? What are we doing,
It's a
Abby?
motion.
It's a motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. All right. Next thing we're moving on to is the consideration for events for Prati Plaza for 2026 and other park areas. Is there someone here to speak about that? Mrs. Knight?
Thank you. Routinely, we come to council with a list of special events for the coming year that may or may not be on park property. With the pending streetscape project. We know that there are some that may have to be relocated and, may not actually be happening on park property by the time we get to them. We did put them on the list, so one, you're aware of the events, and two, just in case it is necessary to use any park property, we would have your approval instead of having to come back piecemeal, event by event.
Okay. Do you need us, so just consideration right now, so is there approval of do we need to make approval of the existing events?
That's what would normally happen at
Okay.
this time of the year if the park board is so disposed to do that.
Yep. And Jeremy, as always, you're engaged with all these as far as when that's happening?
Yes, yep.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the current special events listed. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approved. Thank you, Mrs. Knight.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Next up on the agenda is the recommendation from Planning Commission for Sycamore Point subdivision, the private open spaces instead of the fees in lieu. Who's here to speak about that?
I am.
All right, Austin.
So this is, we received a new preliminary plan application to create a new subdivision called Sycamore Point. This is located at the southeast intersection of Finner and Wilson Road. It'll be about 160 buildable lots that range from 0.207 acres to almost half an acre. They are proposing private open space in the amount of 8.59 acres that totals about 15% of the acreage of the development. It will include a walking trail around the eastern pond with benches around that trail as well. Staff is requesting that you provide a positive recommendation to the Planning Commission as we provide a abundance of parkland per our existing comprehensive plan. Private open space is consistent with the adjacent subdivision at the Reserve at Cliff Oaks, so they did provide a similar percentage directly to the east of this development. And as you are aware, hopefully in March, we will be presenting to you a Parks Master Plan that'll provide us more guidance on future parkland. That's all I got.
Any questions? Mr. Harrelson, your comments?
I don't have any questions, but just for the record, this is a property that I previously worked on for purposes of putting it through zoning, although the developer of this property now is a different entity than the one I worked with originally, so I don't foresee any conflict of interest on voting on this since I have nothing to do with this part of the process, but I just wanted to put it on the record.
So our Parks Master Plan, we're look to have that approved in our March meeting. So I know you're kind of straddling between two plans here, and I have no issues, and I'll make the motion here, and it sounds like we'll be able to push this through. I think the question we got to think about is in that master plan. I kind of brought this up previously. There is a comment section about new developments and what to do, right? And when we looked at some of where these parks are located, in this specific area, there wasn't necessarily them calling out the need of parks, but there is some areas that it's void in the city of Troy. So we got to just kind of think about, what the plan is if one of these developments go in an area that doesn't have a park or a district that doesn't have a park, right? Where we've had council members, express kind of, hey, the want, the need for their members to have a park. So, that's kind of a different tangent than this, but I just want to make sure that we can have that conversation when the time comes about what the plan is when something like that arises. So, that being said, I'll make a positive recommendation to accept the private open space for the proposed development. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Recommendation approved. I guess that's going to
Did you
go.
vote?
That'll go. Yes. Sorry. That'll go to Planning Commission tomorrow. Then, right? Is that
Wednesday.
correct? Wednesday. Okay. Sorry, Monday. We'll go to Planning Commission Wednesday. Okay. Abby, do you need anything else on that one? Okay. Anything else as far as new business?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll give you a couple of things. First of all, I'm not aware that you guys have done this. I apologize if you did, but we couldn't find anything. That's related to the playground equipment out at Duke Park. And I know we talked in the past that we had secured some of the funding for the ground cover, the turf. And since that time, we have gotten all the funding to offset the $190,000 cost. And tonight there are several council committee meetings as well as a special council meeting after that that's unrelated. I don't believe that the park board has made a positive recommendation to accept the grants related to the playground surface. Probably haven't because
I don't think we
at
have
least
yet.
one of them had not. We only got notice not too long ago.
Yeah.
So I'd ask that I be able to tell the council tonight that you guys are in favor of accepting these grants. I'd love to make the assumption, but might as well put it on the record.
I think we need to amend the agenda to add that as.
Is that what we need to do, Abby?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, first I'll make a motion to add an item D to the agenda, which is the positive recommendation, or the recommendation to the grants for Duke Park Playground renovation. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll
And
add
just
that
for
to the agenda.
clarification, Troy Foundation as well as the UVMC Community Benefit Fund are the grantors.
Okay. All right. Then I will make a to accept grants from the Troy Foundation and the UMBC Community Fund for the playground upgrade and turf at Duke Park. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And so move forward the positive recommendation on that. Thank you, Mr. Titterington. Is there anything else you had?
Not new business, but a comment.
Okay, yeah,
Sure
that's fine.
you're ready for me, okay. Another thing that's on tonight at the same committee, council committee is asking for some council actions related to the elements of the Park and Recreation Master Plan that the Park and Recreation boards recommended to the council.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, we will be asking them to authorize us to do requests for proposals related to the more detailed design and engineering plan for Duke Park. Normally, we would not do that at this point, but before we want to spend up to $1 million, the process for council is usually with professional services. They award the contract later, but they're going to hopefully at the council meeting next Tuesday night make a motion just to put on the record that, yeah, go ahead and do this so we're not wasting everybody's time. No reason to believe that that would not happen. We also are asking them to, again, by that same motion, just affirm that they are committed in the future year capital plan to support the skate park project for up to $410,000, probably adjusted for inflation at that time. But no formal year will be attached to that because we know the skate park has to do a little bit more work to get the private donations. And then the third one that hopefully at the next council meeting we will see legislation, and that is asking for an appropriation, a reappropriation, but it's basically a new appropriation into the Park and Recreation Capital Fund of $2.65 million. That's to do three things. That's to include $500,000, $500,000 towards community park, playground equipment, and turf in 2026, since we're to that point, and recognizing that you guys have put the effort in and that's a priority for this year, while at the same time they know that you will be examining all of the parks for future 3 to 5 year capital plan. The other one, the second one is $2.1 million for the irrigation system. I'm not sure why it says phase 1 of the irrigation system. Hopefully it's not a multi-phase project, but it is the irrigation system and related improvements. So the I guess that's where the phase 1 comes in, because the overall project we're talking about is probably closer to 2.5 million, 2.1 being the irrigation system itself. So the final design can be done and the scheduling of the replacement can be put into the calendar, with the second phase being the related improvements around the tee boxes and between holes, that kind of thing, can happen as a second phase. And then the third part of that is phase 2 of the pool upgrade project. That's $50,000 for the design portion of that, so that then we can get that queued up for 2027 to hopefully appropriate the capital construction part of it. So that will be going tonight, again with the hopes that that can all be approved at the February 17th, which is a Tuesday night because of President's Day council meeting.
So tonight they're not approving all that, they're just having a discussion?
This is committee week.
Okay.
So the committees will talk about it and they will make that recommendation to the full council.
Okay. It's exciting that we kind of went through that yearly process and then have some actionable items that come through so quickly, so that's good. Anything else as far as new business?
I do have one additional item, and this may require another amendment to the agenda. I spoke with Mrs. Knight earlier today and have been working with Mr. Kerber over the last week and a half or so, getting him documentation for hoping that we could utilize a Sourcewell contract for the Duke Park Playground Safety Turf. Ended up being ruled that we couldn't do that, so now we do need to send this through our bid process. And speaking with Mrs. Knight, we felt like we could add this to tonight's agenda. What we would need is a recommendation to council from the board to advertise for bid this Duke Park Playground Safety Turf project in an amount not to exceed the total sum of the 2 grants that we received.
Okay, so the first thing I'll do is I'll make a motion for item E to the agenda for the recommendation to pursue an RFP not to exceed the grant amount awarded by the Troy Foundation and UMBC for Duke Park, is that right?
The total cost.
Total cost?
Yeah, well, the total cost should be the total sum of both grants, and I didn't have that right off the top of my head.
All right.
Yeah, so actually, just to clarify, I believe your motion should be recommending to council authorization to bid for the construction of the acquisition and installation of that surface at an amount not to exceed $190,000.
190 even.
Okay.
Say ditto.
Yeah, so we'll add item E, make a motion to add item E. It's a recommendation to council to bid for the acquisition and construction in the amount not to exceed $190K for Duke Park. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, E added. Now I'll make a motion with a recommendation to council to bid and the acquisition and construction in the amount not to exceed $190 for Duke Park. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, recommendation approved. Thank you for your patience as we will do
Yeah,
that.
no, thank you.
Anything else to come before council today? Yep. Please just state your name and address.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Lance Oaks, 8534 Yankee Street. I'm the owner and developer of the Sycamore Point subdivision.
Okay.
And appreciate your support. I just wanted to tell you, and I hadn't had a chance to get with Austin and update him ahead of time. I am looking to put a playground amenity in the community.
Okay.
For not just my residents, but hopefully for the additional neighborhood as well. So I just thought I'd bring that up I was going to mention it Council's Wednesday,
Planning Commission.
Planning Commission,
Yep.
for the preliminary
Yeah.
plat. So I was going to let them know, but it'll be playground equipment, probably a couple park benches, a dog waste station, and some of that. So
Excellent.
just wanted to let you guys know as you brought it up.
Yeah.
So thank you again. I appreciate
Well,
it.
we appreciate the investment, and thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. Anything else come for the Park Board?
I just wanted to note that we were hoping to pass, or to consider and hopefully pass the comprehensive plan at today's meeting, but Mrs. Anderson was not available to attend, and we thought it was prudent to have all three park commissioners here for that discussion and vote. So if anyone is wondering why that did not come before the park commissioners at the first meeting after the joint meeting between the rec board and the park board, that's simply the reason why. I'm looking forward to picking that discussion back up at our next meeting. I went through the most recent version, other than a couple of proofreading typo things. I'm very excited to see it be put into action.
Excellent. And we'll have minutes to approve from our joint meeting before that March meeting, so we can review those as well. So, all right. With no new business, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.